Welcome along to another festive Pixiecast. And well, whilst I'm stuck here in cold and freezing Lapland, I'm going south of the hemisphere, right down to the other side of the world. It's going to be a long way for my reindeers to go in a week or so's time. And I'm heading down to New Zealand and Australia. And first of all, I'm saying hello to Gail in New Zealand.
Hi,
Hi, Gail. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you going?
I'm not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. I've got to feed the reindeers in about half an hour or so. So they like to have an early breakfast, even on a Sunday. So we'll keep this nice and short. So remind us whereabouts you are in New Zealand.
So I am in Whangarei, which is about 2 hours north of Auckland. So right up the top of the North Island. Well, not right up the top, but a fair way up the top.
And you're the most northerly city in New Zealand, I believe, aren't you?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
correct. So yeah, nice little spot. Obviously we're in summer at the moment, so
Uh-huh.
it's warming up. Definitely hit the 1st of December, and the weather decided to come to the party. So it's been really nice and warm. We've had beautiful days. Sort of gets up to about got up to 28 last week, which is hot, and
Yeah.
it's a different kind of heat over here because it's quite humid. So 28 feels like sort of 32 would feel, I guess, in Aussie. So yeah, it's getting to that time of year, but yeah.
And talking of Aussie, let's head over slightly west, about 3 hours west in terms of timekeeping. And we're in Queensland and saying hello to Kim. Hi, Kim.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. And how's Brisbane?
It's pretty wet today. We've started our wet season, I
Okay.
think.
Hmm.
We've got about a week's worth of heavy rain coming, which we all needed. But
Lovely.
yeah, it's going to be it's hot, yeah, usually. So, but
So it's going
today
to be a
wet.
soggy welcome for me then, is it, when I turn up in 10 days or so time?
Bring your raincoat and your
Raincoats on
galoshes.
the reindeers and an
Yes,
umbrella. I don't want my lovely fluffy hat getting all wet and soggy.
it could do, and
Right.
it's a
Okay.
little
Well,
bit. So you'll need to stay on course.
thank you for reminding me and warning me. So Gail, what will you be doing on Christmas Day?
So Christmas Day is a bit of a mashup. I'm a bit of a gypsy on Christmas Day, so I usually go out to my son's dad's place and have lunch with my son's grandparents and his dad and their family and stuff. That's just a bit of a traditional thing that I can't escape from, seeing that I bred into their family.
Entering the festive spirit, I can tell.
Yeah, that's it. No, but yeah, I love it. I'm just part of the family, so it's cool. And then I'll probably spend half the day with my partner. He's got his kids, I think, in the morning, so he'll be kind of hanging out with them. And then I think in the afternoon we're just going to go out to some of his family's place. And yeah, and just whoever else around the tracks. I usually end up at my best friend's place at some stage, and call in and see my dad. But my dad's he's not very Christmas orientated these days. He's it's Christmas, he's a bit of a Grinch, so so he doesn't really do much on Christmas. So yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'll be doing.
Lots of traveling around then. So you're going to be kept
Yeah,
busy.
yeah.
And what about you, Kim? What's going to be happening in the Strong household in Brisbane?
Um, Bit of a quiet one this year. My son and his wife alternate between us and Vanessa's family. So this year we're going over to their place for breakfast, and I'll pick up my elderly in-laws and we'll all have breakfast over there. And then I'll do Christmas lunch over here. So yeah, not a huge one. I have had years where I've had like 15 and 18 people here, but this is going to be a quiet one. So that's good.
Nice and
I'm okay with
relaxing. Nice and
it.
relaxing for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about you, Andrew? What are you doing?
Oh, I'll just be resting. Think I'll be asleep after going around the world dropping off all my presents. I'll be shattered, Kim. I'll be absolutely shattered.
By the time you get here, you should be still traveling. It's
All those different time zones and everything. I'll be shot to pieces.
Yeah.
But no,
And all those sherries.
hopefully, hopefully Mother Claus will be cooking me a nice bit of turkey on Christmas Day, recharging my batteries,
Excellent.
and maybe something, you know, on the alcoholic side, just to revive my fortunes a little bit, you know. So Gail, talking about food and drink, what will you be eating in New Zealand?
Because it's summer here, it's a bit of a mixture, really. It's a ham. Ham is always traditional, a good old glazed ham.
Mm-hmm.
Usually there's a selection, you know, someone will do a roast chicken or a ham or a turkey. I mean, turkeys aren't really that popular in my circles for some reason, but
Okay.
ham definitely. And then we tend to have the roast veggies, but then we also have quite a bit of salad and stuff on the side as well, because it's actually usually just too hot to have a full-on roast dinner and have the oven going all day. So and a lot of the time over here, stuff will get cooked on the barbecue as well. So that's kind of a traditional thing, which Kim will probably it's the same in Australia, I guess, you know. And then there's always good old trifle for dessert, trifle pavlova. We do this thing we call ambrosia, which is I don't know if you guys have that over there, but it's whipped cream and yogurt mixed together, and then it's got chocolate chips, marshmallows, raspberries or any sort of berries through it, and what else do we put in it? Chocolate. You can kind of toss in whatever you like, and it just all gets mixed up, and that's a classic Christmas favourite as well.
Sounds nice. You'll have to leave me a bowl for when I pop round.
Oh, I definitely will.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what about you, Kim? What will you be eating?
Almost exactly the same. We always have ham, and if I've got a lot of people, I'll do a full turkey. If we don't have a lot of people, I just do like a turkey breast and bake that. But I usually these days do it on the barbecue because it's too hot to have the oven running all day. We do hot vegetables, so we do baked potatoes and pumpkin on the barbecue, but then we have salads to go with it. We always have prawns or shrimp. That's always going to be on the table. And depending on how many people, seafood, that'll come in. So we might have fish or something like that. If I don't have many people, it'll probably just be prawns and a bit of turkey and ham and that sort of thing. And for dessert, we will usually have something like a bit of pavlova, because it's Australian.
I know you like your pavlovas in Australia.
Yeah, I object to that.
There's a thing between Australia and New Zealand about, is it Australian or is it New Zealand?
Who invented pavlova?
And
they'll be claiming crowded house.
Well. No, they are Australian.
Come on, I don't want to start any territorial wars just before Christmas. It's the season of goodwill. Come on, ladies. So, other than pavlova, do you have more sort of traditional things like we have in the UK, like mince pies and things like that, Christmas pudding, or is that all a bit too heavy?
No, it's not too heavy. It'll all not so much mince pies. I think that's kind of gone a little bit. Rumbles, we'll have those there.
Rumbles? What's rumbles?
Rumbles.
Yeah. Oh, rumbles. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, rumbles. Yeah. And not
like
a rumble.
Truffles.
We're not in there just, we do have a rumble. There is the family sort of rumble going on. But then we'll also, my mother-in-law always makes a fruitcake, and she thinks I love it. And I do like it, but I get too much of it. I'm the only person in this house that eats it. And I can't say to her, don't make a fruitcake this year. So I get this giant fruitcake that I put in the freezer afterwards and sort of plough my way through it. So yeah, all those sort of things. We are kind of, there is that English side to us. So there are English things that are on our plates. We don't do Brussels sprouts, and I know English people all love a Brussels sprout at Christmas.
Well, they're a bit like Marmite, really. They're a bit like Mike Flynn's Marmite. You either love them or hate them, Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
I don't mind them, but they don't hit the Christmas table.
Right. What about you, Gail? Where do you stand on the Brussels sprouts?
I'm a definite no for Brussels sprouts, I'm afraid.
Are you?
Yeah. Even if you try and fancy them up with a bit of bacon, and bacon should make everything better, but no.
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 And what about desserts then? Are you similar to Gail, to Kim with the desserts?
Yep. So we're good old pavlova, a good old trifle. Love a bit of trifle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trifle is always good. And the ambrosia. Well, I mean, we do mince pies and stuff as well, but mince pies sort of tend to be on the lead up to Christmas. I find they and then they're gone by Christmas Day. Some people still do the traditional Christmas pudding and stuff, but not usually. And my son's grandparents are Scottish, so they kind of do the traditional European, I guess you would say, Christmas dinner. But yeah, and I guess we're the same as well with the seafood side of things. So crayfish is very traditional at our Christmas dinners. So the guys go out diving before Christmas Day and come back with multiple massive big crayfish and as well. So it's scallop season over here at the moment. So they go out diving for scallops. So yeah, we're quite lucky with the fresh, we call it kaimoana, that we get from the sea. So we're quite lucky.
Okay, so I'm going to take you both back in time a little bit and talk to you about how Christmas was for you as children and memories that you have for Christmas. So Kim, starting with you.
Well, it was funny because I had two older brothers. So one brother was 9 years older and one was 6 years older. So they were always past the Santa thing by the time I was really right into it. Sure. I remember I came out one Christmas morning and the presents were under the tree from Santa, and I can't remember what it was, but my brother claimed it. And he was like, "Oh, look at Santa Land." I can remember my mum going, "No, I think that was left for Kim." And he was like, "No, it was here." So there was this big thing going on. And he got into trouble for that. But
have you forgiven him now?
Yeah, only just. But our school holidays were always around that time. So we would have Christmas at home, and then my family, my grandmother had a house up at the beach. So we would always pack up on Boxing Day and then head up to the beach for the rest of the school holidays. And it was actually really good. I really loved it. And my dad was always one of those people we would go, "Oh, we'll leave some, milk out for Santa." And he was like, No, I'm pretty sure Santa wants a beer. So we'd leave a beer out for Santa.
Milk?
And do that.
I don't want milk.
Well, that's what he used to say. No, Santa gets enough milk. He would rather a beer.
Definitely.
But it was good. My mum was an only child, so she always really made a pretty big fuss at Christmas, and I do too now. It's my thing. Yeah.
Keeping on that tradition.
Incoming.
Yeah.
Oh, and you've got a little furry friend, Gail, come to visit us.
Hi everybody. Yeah, that's Princess. She's decided she wants to sit on the computer now. Yep.
And what will she be doing for Christmas then, Gail?
She will be trying to get as much food as possible. I always get my dogs a Christmas present, so they will probably have something new to chew on for Christmas Day. So yeah.
And you got fond memories of Christmas as a child?
Christmas, yeah, I do. I used to love Christmas. My parents were divorced, so it was like we always were at one or the others for Christmas. And plus my parents, or they were my adopted parents because I was adopted, but they are English, and so because they were sort of immigrants to New Zealand, it's not like we had big family Christmases. All their family was over in the UK, so we didn't do those big family Christmases, but I always have very fond memories. And Christmas was always an exciting time, and like I say, it would be one Christmas at one parent's and one Christmas at the other parent's, and they were quite different Christmas experiences because my parents were quite different. So, but I used to get really excited, and you'd get up and at sparrows fart in the morning before the sun came up and go and look for your Christmas presents under the Christmas tree, and and then we used to go and play. Basically, we'd get stuff to play with outside. So you'd have your Christmas morning, and then you'd basically get sent outside to go and play with your new toys, and come back in and have lunch, and then everybody basically just went into a food coma after that, and you'd have a sleep and leftovers for dinner, and that was Christmas. So but I found it harder because when my son was growing up, because we lived in Australia for most of his life, he basically used to come over to New Zealand every Christmas. So I didn't actually get to spend a lot of Christmases with him when he was growing up, unless I came over to New Zealand as well, because that was his dad's time with him. So I kind of got a bit grinchy, and because he was going away, like I'd do a big Christmas thing before he went away, but then I'd take the Christmas tree down by Boxing Day, and it's just like, well, what's the point?
Not much ho 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 in your household then.
No, but I am.
I make all that effort to come and see you the other side of the world, and that's how you treat me.
I'm sorry, Santa. I shouldn't have confessed that. I feel like I'm going to go to Santa
That's
Hell
one house
now or
scrubbed off
something.
my list for this year.
I'm trying really hard now, though, that I'm older, Santa.
And I like the glasses. You get a point for the glasses.
Thank you.
So let's talk about Kim. Back to you. Let's talk about Christmas music. What puts you in the Christmas spirit musically?
Look, I'll do a little bit of old stuff, but Paul Kelly, Who's Gonna Make the Gravy? That's probably my favourite Christmas song. I really love that one. It's a little bit sad, but
he's Australian, isn't he, Paul Kelly?
Nice. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, my wife listens to him every now and then. I haven't heard that one though. Who's Gonna Make the Gravy? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So
okay.
it's a guy in jail, and his job is normally to make the gravy. So he's in jail and writing a letter home, and so who's going to make the gravy? But I'll listen to that, and there's always the Pogues, and that's always on. But now it's sort of, I liked it when nobody else played it. Now I hear it all the time. I'm like, that's my Christmas song.
Yeah.
And then I looked up. I thought, no, is there a Pixies Christmas song? And I saw Peter Norris has done a Pixies Christmas song.
Good old Peter. Yeah, he has.
So he'll go onto my Christmas playlist.
Excellent. He'll be delighted to know that he's being played over there in Australia for Christmas time. So
yeah.
And what about you, Gail? Any particular favourites musically at Christmas time?
I think my favourite Christmas song is Snoopy's Christmas. That gets played a lot over Christmas. But no, not really. I'm sorry, Santa. I'm not a massive fan of. I'd rather just put on some good Pixies or something, to listen to on Christmas Day. Yeah.
That's it. That's it, isn't it? I'm going to pull this down now. You're depressing me, Gail. Gail, what would you like to lift your spirits for a little tipple over Christmas then?
Whatever I can get my hands on. Christmas. Good old champagne. Like a bit of champers on Christmas Day. That usually starts in the morning. Morning Christmas champagne. Because it's a long day. It's a bit tricky. You kind of got to manage your drinks throughout the day, because if you just drink wine all day, you'd be absolutely smashed by Christmas
Imagine
night.
what it's like for me, drinking and driving and all that. A glass of sherry in every house.
Well, I do wonder.
Yeah.
And I do wonder about whether there's booze stops. in your rounds. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Don't need it with every house having a glass of sherry or something else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just
It's a
make
bit
sure
of
I have a
worry.
large meal beforehand.
Yeah. Okay. I hope you drink lots of water as well.
Absolutely. I'm always hydrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's what I find on Christmas Day. You've got to stay hydrated.
And what about you,
Yeah.
Kim? I suspect that you probably like a tipple.
We'll have champagne in the morning and with breakfast.
Start as you mean to go on.
Yeah, and then wine through the day. But yeah, if I look back on Christmases past, my dad was the one that, you know, I can laugh about it now, but my dad had Christmases where things just, you know, it turned into one of those vacation type movies.
Okay.
Where, you know, it probably wasn't as rosy as
Sure.
but I can laugh about it all now.
Oh, we've all had those experiences at Christmas time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it sort of prepares you that, you know, yeah. So my thing with Christmas is, as long as it all goes well, you know, if everybody puts in the effort and does that, it's all good. But yeah, if you have one of those Christmases where somebody in the family just turns it on for some reason, and I think over here, because it is hot, and so if they're drinking early and going all day, by 6 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
yeah, things can be a little bit, but they can be sort of, yeah. So you do have to pace yourself. It is one of those days where you've got to kind of pace a little bit.
Everything in moderation.
Everything
Yeah.
in moderation, to a point, you know. Once everybody goes home, then you can.
And Gail, presents. What are you hoping for this year for presents? And have you put in any requests for me that I should know about?
It's a tricky one because I guess Connor just gets money. I send him money, so he'll probably do the same for me this year. So,
Okay.
my partner and I have challenged ourselves this year. We've given ourselves a $30 limit, which is really shit. Sorry, but $30. Like, what?
It's the thought that counts, Gail.
Oh, so he says, and he's done it because I tend to go a bit crazy, and but hey, like I buy for my friends' kids, I buy for my dad, and I buy for him, and I buy for my dogs, and that's kind of about it because there's not really anybody else around anymore. We do Secret Santa at my son's grandparents' place because it's quite a big family, so everybody buys one present, so that's cool, and I've already got that sorted. And they usually do nice. I quite often get wine. I don't know why. People think that I like to drink wine.
I imagine.
So I think my partner's present is going to be an interesting one this year. So we've decided to do $30 and make it something really personal and a bit quirky. So I still have no ideas. So
Well,
I think that's
seeing those
really quite
glasses that you're wearing, Gail, I mean, you know, quirky is your thing, isn't it?
Well, he bought these for me. This was
There
his
you are.
idea.
Maybe you've already had your Christmas present and you don't know it yet.
Yeah, that's probably right. He'll be like, "No, I got you the glasses. They were $7."
And what about you, Kim? Have you put in any requests for Santa this year?
Well, I'm actually really impressed with that because my husband said to me, "Do you know what? This year we need a new television aerial." He's like,
Wow.
we should just buy each other a new aerial. And I'm like, that's really shit.
That is terrible.
So I think that's what we're getting. We're getting a TV aerial.
Santa, you have to do something about that. Seriously.
Well, can you not put it up before I've been and gone, please? Because could be
so
painful if I land on it.
You know, I won't have it by Christmas. It'll be after Christmas.
Yeah, but make sure you don't knock it off the roof, Santa, because that would be a tragedy.
It would be, wouldn't it? Absolutely.
Get another one for about another 30 years. But it was funny one year, like he gave me this, and it was only that he kept saying, "You're really going to like this year's present." I was like, well, this all sounds a bit exciting. Anyway, when I got it, It was a bug zapper. So, you know those things that
Yes.
you know what it is. So it's got the blue light on it. You put it outside.
No.
And the bugs hit it. I was like, really? And so all of my girlfriends were like, that's a terrible present. All of my male friends were like, but you really hate mosquitoes. That's a really good present.
That's great. I
good.
hate mosquitoes.
I hate mosquitoes too.
And the reindeers
That's
don't
not
like
a
them either.
present.
And I couldn't, it wouldn't have been so bad, except he sort of kept saying, you're really going to like this. I was like, oh, no, that's not at all what I was thinking.
No.
So, yeah, my expectations are really pretty
Pretty
low.
low.
Pretty low.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, I'll see if I can put something extra special in my sack for you.
Well, that would be good. So what about you? What are you hoping for?
Oh, I'm just a giver. I don't need to receive anything. Just giving my love and presents out at Christmas is enough for me. I don't need anything.
You might get a bug zapper. That's good.
Yeah. Who knows?
But I know Mrs. Claus has put in an order to the Pixies website, so I might be getting some festive
Ooh.
Pixies wear possibly.
Oh.
Oh, that's good.
That's exciting.
Keep a lookout on social media on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. You might see some photos. You never know.
Oh, we shall.
Do you know, as over here, I think, I don't know about Gail, but for all of nearly everybody I know, our dream was always to have a white Christmas, because you'd see it on television. Every movie is, from North America, and there'd be snow everywhere. And we're in like 100 degrees on Christmas Day. And we just always had this dream of, white Christmas, but I only want it for one day. It's like, if I could wait to see snow and then the next day, go to the beach and do all of that.
But it's funny though, Kim, because if it's cold and it's raining on Christmas, we're like, oh, this is terrible. This weather's awful. So can you imagine if it actually did snow? We'd be like, what?
I spoke to a woman who was living over here, and she came from England. And I said to her, have you ever got used to a hot Christmas? And she said, up until about 4 years ago, no. And she said, we came over here and we got a house with a pool. And on Christmas morning, we went down and we had a swim, and we said, this is going to be our Christmas tradition. And their kids were about 3 and 4 years old. And she said, no, over the years, every expat that came and anybody that didn't have anywhere to go came to their house. So she said, Christmas has got really big. We had lots of people at our house. And at 3 o'clock every Christmas Day, I would burst into tears and go, oh, I wish I was at home for Christmas. And this went on for years and years and years. By the time the kids were like 12 and 13, her husband said, we're going back to England for Christmas. And she was like, yay. And they went back there, and she said it was like the coldest winter they'd had in 20 years. And she said, and we were there, and her kids were used to, they couldn't remember a cold Christmas. So they woke up in the morning, they went, what about it? And she said, and we sat inside all day, and she went to say, oh, I'm a little bit bored. And her husband went, oh, no, you're not. We're over here because you cry every year at 3 o'clock and we're here. So she said, up until then, she said, I missed it every year. But she said, now I go back in summer over there. And she said, we don't go back in winter. So, yeah.
Very wise. I can tell you, living in Lapland like I do, it's terrible. It does get to you after a while. So.
Yeah. Will it snow this year then?
It snows all the time in Lapland. Absolutely. Yeah. Inches or lots of centimeters thick. I don't know if you work in inches or centimeters, but it's thick. Yeah.
We're centimeters.
I need lots of hot toddies and that to keep me warm. So, and lubricated, hydrated. Okay, ladies. Well, I think I better go and feed the reindeers, but I'll just give you one opportunity if you both want to wish people from the Pixies group a happy Christmas. So starting with you, Gail.
I just want to wish everybody from the group a Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing all your adventures on social media. I love seeing what everybody else around the world's doing. I love our group. I love, that everybody's just comes together, and I'm sure Christmas is going to be no different. So I hope everybody has a fantastic day wherever you are, and thinking of you guys obviously over in the UK, and it's going to be a bit tougher for you this year, so I'm sending lots of love to you guys as well, and our friends in the US as well. I think they're in the same sort of situation, so I'll be thinking of you all, but I hope you have a great day with your families.
Lovely. So you raised your spirits right at the end there, Gail, so you can do it. Well done. And what about you, Kim?
Well, the same. I hope everybody has a really lovely Christmas. This year is not going to be like any others, I'm sure. So, if you're used to having family around, I know that if you're in Europe or the UK or the States, you're probably having a very quiet Christmas and not travelling. So stay safe more than anything else. New Year, we'll all wait for the Flynns to finally let Texas have New Year. I know they're the last ones usually. And we will kiss this year goodbye, and next Christmas we'll all hopefully have a better year. But stay safe, have a very happy Christmas, and enjoy. And
Lovely.
Yeah, I'll tell you how great my new antenna is.
I look forward to seeing it.
I'll probably get a cyclone will knock it down.
Ladies, thank you very much for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. And from me, I wish the pair of you and your friends and family a wonderful Christmas as well.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Andrew.
Merry Christmas.
Take care.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.
bye.